Step into Brazil's Xingu indigenous territory for the Kuarup ceremony. Deep in the heart of the Amazon basin lies the Xingu indigenous territory, a vast expanse of rainforest, rivers, and savannas that has been home to diverse indigenous peoples for centuries. Within this sacred landscape unfolds one of the most profound and moving rituals of the region, the Kuarup ceremony. More than a festival, it is a living testament to ancestral memory, a spiritual dialogue between life and death, and a celebration of the Amazon's enduring spirit. The Kuarup is not simply a ritual, it is a philosophy embodied in ceremony. Traditionally, it honors the dead, especially great leaders, shamans, and figures of communal importance. Yet it is equally a celebration of life, renewal, and continuity. The ceremony bridges the visible and invisible worlds, reminding participants that death is not an end but a transformation, a passage into another realm where spirits remain present and active. The name Kuarup itself refers to the sacred tree trunks used in the ritual. These carved and decorated logs stand as symbolic representations of the deceased, embodying their presence during the ceremony. Through song, dance, and offerings, the living commune with their ancestors, reaffirming bonds that transcend mortality. Imagine arriving at a Xingu village at dawn. The air is thick with humidity, carrying the earthy scent of the forest. The central plaza is alive with anticipation. Villagers, adorned in vibrant body paint and feathered ornaments, prepare for the day's events. The decorated Kuarup trunks stand upright, painted with intricate designs, each one dedicated to a departed soul. Around them, offerings of food, drink, and ritual objects are carefully placed. The atmosphere is solemn yet celebratory. Children run about, elders sit in quiet reflection, and warriors prepare for ritualized contests. The entire community is gathered, joined by neighboring tribes who travel long distances to participate. The ceremony is as much about unity as it is about remembrance. The Kuarup unfolds in stages, each rich with symbolism. Invocation of spirits. Shamans chant and blow sacred smoke, calling upon ancestral spirits to join the gathering. The air vibrates with the sound of maracas, drums, and voices rising in unison. Groups perform elaborate dances, their movements echoing the rhythms of nature, the flight of birds, the flow of rivers, the pulse of the forest. Songs recount myths, heroic deeds, and the journeys of souls. One of the most striking elements is the ritualized wrestling, known as huka-huka. Warriors face off in bouts of strength and skill, symbolizing vitality, courage, and the eternal struggle between life and death. These contests are not about victory but about demonstrating resilience and honoring the deceased. At the climax, the decorated trunks are lowered and carried to the river. There, they are released into the water, symbolizing the soul's passage into the spiritual realm. The flowing river becomes a metaphor for continuity, carrying memory forward into eternity. While the Kuarup honors the dead, it also strengthens the living. It is a time for alliances, marriages, and exchanges between tribes. Visitors bring gifts, stories, and songs, weaving a tapestry of cultural solidarity. The ceremony reinforces identity, reminding participants of their place within the vast mosaic of the Amazon. Children learn through observation, absorbing the values of respect, courage, and remembrance. Elders transmit wisdom, ensuring that traditions endure. The Kuarup thus becomes a living school, a communal act of education and cultural preservation. The Kuarup is inseparable from the Amazon itself. The forest provides the sacred trunks, the feathers, the paints, the food, and the very space for the ritual. Every element reflects the deep interconnection between people and environment. To witness the Kuarup is to understand that the Amazon is not merely a backdrop but a living participant in the ceremony. The songs echo the calls of birds, the dances mimic the movements of animals, and the offerings honor the fertility of the land. In this way, the Kuarup becomes a dialogue with nature, a reaffirmation of the indigenous worldview that humanity and environment are inseparable. In modern times, the Kuarup carries added significance. It is a statement of resilience in the face of external pressures, deforestation, cultural erosion, and political challenges. By performing the ceremony, the Xingu peoples assert their identity, resist assimilation, and remind the world of the Amazon's spiritual and ecological importance. For outsiders invited to witness, the Kuarup is a humbling experience. It challenges Western notions of death as finality, offering instead a vision of continuity and transformation. It also highlights the richness of indigenous cultures, urging respect and protection for traditions that hold wisdom for humanity at large. To step into the Kuarup is to step into a world where boundaries blur, between past and present, life and death, human and nature. The sensory immersion is overwhelming. The colors of body paint, the sounds of chants and drums, the taste of shared food, the touch of humid air, the sight of sacred trunks standing tall. It is not a spectacle but a sacred act. Participation requires humility, respect, and openness. Observers are reminded that they are guests in a spiritual dialogue that has unfolded for generations. The ceremony is not performed for entertainment but for survival, cultural, spiritual, and ecological. Though rooted in the Xingu, the Kuarup speaks to universal human concerns. It asks, how do we honor the dead? How do we sustain community? How do we live in harmony with nature? Its answers are embodied in ritual, reminding us that remembrance is not passive but active, requiring song, dance, and communal effort. The ceremony teaches that death is not an end but a transformation, that community is the foundation of resilience, and that nature is a partner in existence. These lessons resonate far beyond the Amazon, offering wisdom for a world grappling with disconnection and ecological crisis. The Kuarup ceremony is more than an indigenous ritual, it is a profound meditation on existence. To step into Brazil's Xingu indigenous territory during this ancestral rite is to encounter a worldview where life and death are intertwined, where memory is embodied in sacred trunks, and where the Amazon itself breathes through song and dance. It is a reminder that humanity's deepest strength lies in community, continuity, and reverence for the natural world. At nearly 1,000 words, this description captures the ceremony's essence, solemn yet celebratory, rooted in tradition yet resonant today. It invites you not just to witness but to feel, to sense the pulse of the Amazon, the presence of ancestors, and the enduring spirit of the Xingu peoples.